let me talk a bit about rent versus buy. So the concept of a rent versus buy is that if you if you buy, put on down payment, and then give the giving the mortgage payment, which is constitute of interest and principal. I mean, all that stuff you can check online. Those are more trivial. You can find online. But I think I want to give it more quantitative compared to the rest of the content I found online on like the break-even years. So pretty much, if you rent, maybe sometime, at least as of now, the rent is cheaper than the mortgage payment. And then there's opportunity cost, and then the down payment has opportunity cost. Say you can just, the down payment, you can just save it as as an investment, and the difference of the monthly mortgage payment, you can use that as investment, and then that will pretty much give you a cost of adjusted rent and cost of adjusted for buying, which is this line is for renting, this line is for buying. So as you would imagine, it is sensitive to multiple parameters, namely the price, the rent, and then extremely importantly, the interest rate. I think and then of course the investment return. So we can zoom in to the net of cost of buying. You can see the accumulated cost buying, so the down payment and monthly mortgage payment, and then the interest and equity built. So pretty much that's like your money this is like not subtracted, because that's actual equity, so that's useful. And appraisal value, so pretty much this is like the appreciation and appreciation minus the house you purchase at. And selling cost is like usually you as a buying, you don't pay any closing costs, but usually it will cost you, as of now, 6% on the buy side and sell side, paying both sides. So that's 6%. And the opportunity cost is pretty much you to save the down payment you save up to put in, say, S&P or 500, or the monthly rent difference put in S&P, and how much you will pay. And then so the cost of renting will, if cost of renting and the cost of buying will be, to a degree, the rent cost of buying is almost always wins out in long run. So it's really a matter of how many years you will hold off until you sell the house. It will break even, as this graph shows. So for now, this is like at 6 years with say $425,000 house price and $2,500 monthly rent at 6% interest rate, and 8% investment return, 5% down payment, and and 6% closing costs, and 1% maintenance rate, stuff like that. You will break even buy versus sell for a house. This is not taken into consideration. Like, this is a relatively favoring the buying because you actually have assumed more than 1% of the housing price of maintaining it, because you say you need to pay, if you do less than 20%, you need to pay the house mortgage insurance, home insurance. And I did a sensitivity test just out of interest, out of curiosity. As the x-axis is the house price. Y-axis is house price. X-axis is the mortgage interest rate. So as you can see, it's extremely sensitive on interest. So this is like for me, maybe 5 years is a sweet spot. So it will be like something like this. It changed drastically on based on the interest rate. But you can see if you are pretending only for 2,500, this is based on $2,500 per month of rent. It will be like break even if with a house worth of 320K. And then if you have 3% interest rate, then it makes sense to buy a house around almost 700K. So as you can see, there's a clear line, but I think that's by virtue of effectively almost divided at the line of almost, and it's like monthly payment equals like mortgage. But because there's a lot of nuance based on my calculation, this is not just a simple case, because you can see, because it's not linear, it's not completely like linear. But the interest rate play an extremely important role on the pricing. So, but this has a lagging effect, which I think other people on the internet has talked about. Overall, I think this is one very quantitative, rational way to think about when is a housing market rational? Is the current market overpriced or not? By looking at the break-even years, which for me 5 years is the sweet spot. Then you can backtrack on how much the housing price you're willing to pay for the given rent. But I mean, if you wanted to stay for much longer time, then you almost always win out as a home buyer, unless you have extremely high housing price or extremely high interest rate.